What you mean and what you say, 'cause to me this ain't a game. On the court or in the rain.
Yo, before we get into the second,
Right.
I've been reading a lot of shit, and I've been running into quite a few articles
What's the
that are
latest?
saying there's a rise in stay-at-home dads. This is kind of more of a life topic.
Really?
The stay-at-home dads are on the rise and stuff like that. So I was thinking, man, I wanted to start with this. Would you ever be a stay-at-home dad
Absolutely
in any
not.
circumstance?
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Explain why.
Absolutely not, man. I gotta get to it. I just wouldn't feel right with it, man. It wouldn't sit right in my heart.
I agree.
My mind, all over my body, bro. I wouldn't feel right.
What's the reason?
Mainly because of how I was raised. All right, my bad. But what I was saying was
Did you? Would you last hear me?
yeah. But what I was saying to you is at some point when obviously because you know every relationship has a disagreement and some type of problem or some type of hiccup somewhere. But at some point you think she's not gonna bring up the fact that she's making all the necessary movements and bringing in the bulk of the money. It's gonna come up at some point.
100%. 100%.
At some point, it's just
Yeah.
human nature, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's kind of what I was kind of reiterating to before the technical issues is even let's say for example your woman is the one that's working for months upon months and you're jobless. Eventually she's gonna look at you as a little lesser. She's gonna look at that you're not on your shit, you're not stable, you're not someone that she could rely on as a stable father figure to support the child's life, which I understand. Honestly, I understand that to some degree. I understand that
I
perspective.
do too.
But let me break this down to you. This example. Let's say the dad is, let's say the mom's a lawyer. So lawyers, have a really solid, sometimes 6-figure income. They're really above average. And let's say the dad's, has his own shop, but he's like, I don't want my kid to go to daycare, so I'm gonna retire. You already have the higher income, so we need to keep that higher income. But let's say he's a stay-at-home dad that he has all the chores done. He has the kids on the schedule. He's really good with kids. He feeds them. He makes sure they nap. And he holds it down, and he mows the lawn, and he builds stuff for the house, and he still does manly stuff. Does that make it a little more purposeful?
Well, yeah, that's way more understandable. You know what I mean?
Does that make it a little more meaningful?
Yeah, because it's one thing if he's actually doing something very 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 good, like if he has his own shop, that's a hell of a gig actually. So
no, let's say he's like, I'm retiring from it because you have the higher money and I need to stay with the kid, but he holds down the house real well.
No, see, I can't fully get with that.
Do you think the woman's gonna respect him long term?
Nah, it's one thing if your kid's like a little older, like if your kid's in like his high school stages or something, and you do something like that.
You're saying if the kid's a baby, it wouldn't feel right.
No,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if the kid's still like really 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 young, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you can't just give up on what you're doing and then be like, nah, you take care of this. But if the kid's like older. Like if he's in his high school stages, he's at that point where he can get his first job and he can start getting a license or something like that. Then I can more understand that type of direction because both parties will be older and obviously she's gonna have that great lawyer money to depend on after years and years of him grinding it out. You know what I mean, and saving up his cash. That's a little more understandable.
So you don't think? So just out of just obviously we're just giving our opinion. I feel that women just have this programming, and again, I don't blame them that they associate jobs and careers with your masculinity. So that example I laid out, let's say he doesn't have a career no more or a job, but he's handling business. The home is damn near perfect. It's stable. Do you think the most women can handle that and be happy? I should say.
Most, I'm gonna say no. If we're talking about most, I'm definitely gonna lean towards no. I don't see it. I do think there might be, you might get lucky on like a shooting star and find maybe a few that's like, okay, that's fine, at least he's making sure my kids is good. There's a few that will look at it that way, but most, no. They go, because think about it. I hate to say it, but most women want the roles reversed. They want to be able to, want to be able to sit home with their foot up while you come home and make sure A to Z is taken care of.
Yeah,
I hate to say it.
Yeah, it's true. I do think there's some good. I don't want to put a percentage on it, but I do think there's some rare girls out there that are like, if I happen to be in a field that makes more money and he just happened to not be working, then it is what it is. As long as my family's good, but for the most part, I just feel like it's just too programmed in women that my man has to show me he's capable of holding down a job, and he has to show me he has resources. So I just don't think it's sustainable. Yeah. But in some ways, I'm not here to complain. In some ways, that's kind of what's a little unfair. That's why we got these guys complaining all over the internet, is because in the modern world, women could break that traditional mold, but a man can never break that mold of needing to do that,
I don't think it should be broken, though. I don't think it should be broken.
No, I agree. I don't think it should. But we like to emphasize freedom around these parts. So technically, shouldn't a guy have the freedom to be the best dad ever? I don't think I couldn't do it. I don't think it should be broken, but it's a good question. It's a fair question.
That's definitely true.
How come women get the praise for being the stay-at-home moms, but a guy never gets praised for being a really good stay-at-home dad?
That's true. That's true. That's true. Because
dadding it's important.
That's actually a good point, because usually women in society, they're usually always throwing that in our face that we gotta stay at home and change the diapers and feed it and then clean.
Yeah.
And then they usually always throwing.
Help make your life a lot easier if he's doing it for you,
Yeah, they're usually always throwing that back in our face. So it is true, if the roles are reversed, why wouldn't it be appreciated the same way? That's definitely true.
Yeah, I think that's all I think is a fair question, but I wouldn't want that mold to be broken, because I think that's part of what makes nature and society run. Men, I think us men naturally have a instinct to want to produce, to want to be active and hustle.
No, that's you're spot on with that. You're definitely spot on with that. It should be appreciated 100% the same way.
And I'm not one of those people stirring up a gender debate. I just stir up conversation, and I think this is healthy questions to ask, Yep. And ultimately, I'm about togetherness, so this ain't one of those clout chasing debates. But I think it is a fair question, because when a woman works, we praise her.
Yep.
When she stays at home, we praise her.
Still praise.
You're so brave.
Yeah.
Momming, being a mom is hard.
Yep.
Being a mom's a job too.
Yep.
It's a full-time job. Kids are busy work.
Right.
Why can't we, say the dad that's doing a good job, it's still a job,
Yeah, he should be able to get the same thing, but instead, what we're gonna get? Oh, I got a lazy dude. I got, a dude that ain't worth nothing. I got a dude that I'm taking care. Yeah, it's gonna be all.
I'm the one paying all the bills. I'm the one struggling.
Yeah, that they're gonna.
My boss hates me.
Yeah, It's gonna be all negative if we wanted to take that role on. But if they do it, it's supposed to be the most, best thing in the world. You know what I mean?
It's the most heroic thing.
Yeah. Right. No, you're 100% with that. I'm with you on that. Like, if a man is,
what cooking?
bro, if a man is doing that, to be honest, if a man is doing that, he deserves a whole lot of points. He actually does.
He does deserve points because being a dad is important. Yeah,
right. He deserves.
But I will say the unfortunate thing is most girls won't see the value in him being that good dad.
No, they won't.
They'll just look at the dollars.
Right. That's 100%. Because like I said, they expect to be in a position at some point to have their feet up and be able to have a dude, just come home and have everything already taken care of, like house and mortgage wise and car wise and stuff like that. They usually already have that program in their head. At some point, this is how life is going to look like.
We come from Elimination Chamber. You, me, and I'm sure most of us saw the pattern and we thought, hey, WWE was saving the finale of Brock Lesnar and Lashley at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But randomly, out of the blue, they want Brock Lesnar to face Omos and BrayWyatt to face Lashley.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about
you can't even
about this?
You can't even
these matchups.
You couldn't even fully get it out. Man. Think about it. So is it time now? Is it time for everybody? Apologize to my man Finn Mac.
Is it time? Oh, you were waiting for this, huh?
On this, yeah. I'm still on this. All the shit people was talking to Vince when he got out the door. Oh, WWE's gonna be so much better. Oh, WWE is the product is so much better. Oh, Triple H should have been doing this for years. This is all the stuff I was hearing. But what was I telling people? Let's wait till WrestleMania season. Let's wait till the pressure is on.
You did say that.
Let's wait till the bright lights. And look what he's doing under the bright lights, David. This ain't a WrestleMania card. I hate to say it.
I wouldn't go that far.
Come on, Dave. Let's not be nice today. Let's not be nice today, Dave. Look what we're getting, man.
Yo, I would not go that far, bro.
Dave, come on. WrestleMania? Brock Lesnar versus Omos?
I wouldn't go that far.
Who's on? Man. I'm telling you, man.
Listen.
Bobby Lashley.
Listen, I hear you. I'm not
the Bray Wyatt versus this version.
I'm not here to disagree with you. I'm actually gonna agree with a lot of what you're saying. If you would give me a shot. I hear you. You hit a lot of good points. I agree with a lot of what you said. That's why I framed it the way I did.
Right.
It looked like for sure they were protecting it to save Lashley versus Lesnar for Mania. Then out of the blue, like this is not like WWE. Like out of the blue, they went random pairings. And honestly, Brock Lesnar versus Omos is too random for me because it's not like Omos was building up wins and doing good things in the background. He just got randomly tossed into this. So it doesn't really add up.
It's one thing if this man was on like a path to destruction, like how Big Show first came in or something.
Exactly.
Or how Mark
Henry
was on his Hall of Pain tour. It would have been something like that.
Right.
But this is what you get through when this dude's been a bum for 2 years?
I agree with that. It doesn't add up. But let me ask you this. And
then the Bray Wyatt thing, I think it's...
At the end of the day, we know Brock Lesnar has the power to sign off on who he works with. Clearly, he signed off on this.
You think so?
He had to, Sam. We know Brock Lesnar. I don't know this for a fact, but I have a feeling he negotiates in his contract that he signs off on if you're good enough to face him. Clearly, he must have signed off on Omos. So, to some degree, can we completely blame Hunter?
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. He 100%.
Come on,
he
man.
100% takes.
If Brock didn't want to do this, he wouldn't do it.
It's not even about whether he wants to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure Brock is looking at it like, okay, fuck it, I'll take on the challenge of trying to get him over. I'm sure that's how Brock's doing. Because that's how.
You think Brock's the type to think like that? That's more of a Cena and Undertaker mindset.
No, I think Brock is thinking like that now because who else is he gonna work with?
Yeah, he's worked with everybody. Yeah.
Who else is he gonna work with? You know what I mean? I think he's probably like in a position where, all right, F it. I'll try to see what I can do with it. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. But at the end of the day, if you're Triple H, where's the vision? Where's your WrestleMania vision? This is it?
Yeah, it's random. It's too random. It's way too random.
This is your WrestleMania vision, bro? You have someone like Brock Lesnar, and this is the opponent you grabbed out of the hat?
Let me throw this at you.
And then for Bobby, it's just as worse. I'm going to keep saying it. It's just...
Let me throw this at you. Let me see. Be honest. Let me throw this at you, and let me see if it at least tweaks your opinion a little bit. Based off what the reports are saying, and I don't, obviously they're not 100% fact, but we'll take it with a grain of salt. But what the streets are saying in the reports, they're saying that originally they were trying to do Brock Lesnar versus Stone Cold, but Stone Cold turned it down.
Of course he did.
So, no, hold on. Real talk, you said he was too scared to get those in. It seems. Hold on. Let me. What the streets are saying is originally they were going to do Brock Stone Cold, but Stone Cold turned it down. Then they were thinking about doing the Lashley, but versus Lesnar. But I guess they decided they wanted to save it, so they were like, Lesnar, we're going to do Lesnar versus Wyatt, and Lesnar said. The word on the streets is Lesnar said, I don't want to feud with Wyatt because he's going to embarrass my character because of the supernatural stuff.
He's right.
No, hold on. So it sounds like it's a situation of Lesnar was like, yo, Wyatt was the one left. And he was like, no, I don't want Wyatt. So Omos was like the random guy they plugged in, and he agreed to it.
No.
So it almost seems like it almost seems like Lesnar was trapped with either Wyatt or Omos, and he was like, yo, I'd rather Omos. Do you think if it seems like that is a possibility, do you think that makes it a little bit more reasonable?
I believe that.
Because you're right.
I believe
the supernatural thing would kill, bro.
It's going to kill Lashley. I'm telling you right now, it's going to kill.
Come on, Sim.
I'm telling you right now.
Come on, Sim.
I'm telling you right now, dude.
He's too good to be killed.
It's gonna hurt Lashley. I'm predicting.
It's gonna drag him down. It's gonna drag him down.
The first segment, it already is. That was a bullshit segment.
It was a bullshit segment. It was a bullshit segment.
Come on.
Yeah, that was a bullshit segment. I don't want to lose sight of this. You know I like BrayWyatt, and I think you have respect for Wyatt and you want to like him. But I gotta be honest. I'm tired of this. I'm really tired of this. Can you have a feud? Can you just wrestle? Can you just stop the games? Like, I understand that wrestling there's always room for a supernatural character. We've had Papa Shango. Yep. We've had Undertaker. Yep. There's room for that. Don't get me wrong. Yes. But those guys wrestled. Those guys were about violence. Those guys were about beating you down.
Dave, this is exactly.
Can you wrestle?
Dave, this is exactly why I said
I gotta hold them accountable. That's my problem with them. Can you wrestle? Can you just have a feud?
But Dave,
can you stop this Mountain Dew pitch black stuff? Can you fight with the lights on with a normal beef?
But Dave, this is exactly why I said if they was gonna bring him back like this, if you're not gonna bring him back with how the Fiend originally was, they should have went all the way back to that Swamp character. So that he can at least go back to having serious feuds.
I think it was too soon to eliminate the Fiend. I really do think that the Fiend still had a lot in the tank.
I think it was hard to bring back the Fiend because of what last happened. At least go all the way.
What happened?
The Alexa Bliss stuff. You know what happened. That put a bad taste in people's mouth.
Yeah, but but you gotta admit, before that stuff,
It was
him and Randy Orton were doing some
was
great
great.
shit
It was
together.
great. Yes, I'm with you.
Come on.
It started off hot. I remember.
I'm not gonna discount him like that.
It did. It started off hot.
Him and Randy Orton have chemistry.
No, they did. They did. But the thing is, after what last happened, I think a lot of people gave it so much flack that they didn't want to touch it anymore. But you could have went all the way back to how we first started, because at least around that era, remember, he was putting on good feuds. Feuds with the Shield.
He was.
Feud with Cena. Feud with he was putting on
Daniel Bryan.
He was doing good stuff around that time. So why didn't they go all the way back to that formula instead of making them do more of this cartoony, Disney Channel type stuff? Like, I don't understand.
It's not even that it's Disney. It's that it has nothing to do with actually taking action. It's just bells and whistles. It's just vignettes. It's like, can you feud? Can you stir up the beef? Can you do something?
Look at the type of vignettes that he's doing, though. It's the puppet show.
No, I agree. I don't think they add up.
If he was doing the swamp character stuff, it would at least be scary and serious. You see what I'm saying? Like, it would at least like hang a doll of him like you're doing voodoo or something like.
Right. I agree.
Somewhere, like let's get back to the seriousness of things. And,
yeah.
And I think Brock was.
To be honest with you, I think it's very believable that Brock declined this. I think it's believable. And word on the streets is Roman Reigns even declined working with them. They tried to pitch it. Nobody wants to work with them because they feel the feud isn't gonna click how it needs to because of his antics. And not saying something because he's talented. He's a real good talent. He really is.
If I was Lashley, I would have declined it too.
You think Lashley goes over? You know Lashley's a nice guy.
I hope he does.
You think any chance Omos goes over?
No.
No kid?
No chance in hell.
You don't think Brock's on his having fun putting people over shit?
I hope he.
You don't think he's on his having fun shit?
The dude's a bum, bro. I hope he doesn't go this far. I hope he doesn't go this far.
Damn, bro. This dude, you think Omos has zero potential now? Damn.
The bum, man. We gave him 2 years, David. How much longer do we?
You know big men are slower to develop in this business.
That's not true.
You know this.
True.
It is true.
Most big men come out the gates with a good impact.
Big men take longer to start being green.
True.
Honestly.
That's not true.
What are you saying?
That's not true. Most big men, they come in with a...
Big men have more limitations.
Yeah, but most big men come in with a big impact and a big splash. That's a fact.
I don't know about that, yo.
I can name you so many.
There's a lot of big men floppers, bro.
A lot of big men floppers. You think so? I don't think so.
There is. There's more floppers than guys. Yo, Kane, Undertaker, and Big Show, and Kevin Nash, those were anomalies.
David, even somebody like Great Khali came in with a big splash and a big impact.
Great Khali actually had a respectable run more than people give him credit for.
Even he came in with a big splash.
He had a really good path of destruction. He beat up Undertaker. He beat up Batista. He had a path of destruction.
That's what I mean. Like, it's you gotta come in with some type of big impact, some type of big splash, Dave. Come on.
But you're forgetting about the bums like Nathan Jones, Matt Morgan, Heidenreich, Gene Snitsky.
Mm-hmm.
All those flops. Those are the big men, bro.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of flops.
What I'm trying to say, though, Omos is more heading to those level of guys.
He is, though. I can't defend him on that. He is on that level.
He's heading more.
Yo, it sucks. He is headed in that direction.
And it sucks because if I was Brock, honestly, I would have took WrestleMania off. If that's my only choice of opponents,
let me ask you.
I'm taking WrestleMania off.
All right, be real. Be real. If this shocks us in the end game of this, Omos Lesnar is to get a newly reformed Hurt Business back and circle back to Lashley. Does it make it a little bit more
No.
investable?
No, you're hurting your WrestleMania,
A new Hurt Business?
but you're still hurting your WrestleMania. You're making your WrestleMania suffer off the sake of that.
Nah, I agree that this is a bad matchup, but what I will say is I do think Brock Lesnar could get a good match out of him.
I doubt it.
I do still think
I doubt it.
He can.
Not so.
Come on, Lashley got a hell of a match out of him last year.
Bro,
come on now, he got his best match out of him.
WrestleMania standard match. We're not gonna get that, Dave. We're not gonna get that.
It's gonna be a WrestleMania spectacle type. It's gonna be a spectacle.
No,
power moves.
It's gonna be some sloppiness. Yeah, we'll get some power moves, some nice, great feats of strength. But
it's gonna be a power spot.
But that's pretty much it, bro. The dude should not be in this type of situation. Even when he challenged him, David, I laughed.
I gotta play devil's advocate though. Who else was left for Brock to pit? He kind of was just there.
Man, if I'm Brock, I'm going
Gunther. It looks like he couldn't pick Gunther because Gunther's Intercontinental Champion, and it's clear that wouldn't make sense.
That's true. I said that. But
you could tell that's the only reason it didn't happen.
But even after, dog, I'll pick one of the old guys. I'll pick an Edge or something. I'll pick you know what I mean? I'll pick an AJ Styles or something.
They won't pick Edge for the same reason Stone Cold backed out.
That's true.
He had his neck problem.
That's true. But I'll even go back to like former champions like AJ Styles or something like that, rather than do this.
I think he's hurt.
Oh, he just caught an injury?
I think he has like something minor.
Okay, all right, that makes sense then.
They were strapped. They were strapped for people that Lesnar never worked with. I'm not agreeing with it, but it's gonna be a spectacle. The casual audience at the end of the day does always buy into size versus size. I know that the educated people like us don't, but even the casual fan likes size versus size.
The casual fans want to see names versus names at WrestleMania.
No, absolutely. But they are gonna get that with Roman Cody. They are gonna get that with Seth Logan. They are gonna get some of that.
They're probably getting 2 matches of that, and that's the problem, Dave. That's the problem. We gotta apologize to Vince. It's time.
I don't know. I'm not.
It's time.
I think this is gonna be a good WrestleMania. I really do. I really think it's gonna be a really good one.
Dave, you're just being a nice guy.
We gotta. At the end of the day, I'm not being a nice guy. It's not fair to judge a show that hasn't happened.
Yes, it is. When you're looking at a card like this, yes, it is.
That's not fair to say. We haven't seen WWE make bad cards good on delivery. We definitely have.
Dave, but Dave, you gotta hold this to a different standard. This is what I'm saying. You gotta hold this show right here. You gotta hold it to a different standard. You gotta treat it like a baby, David. This is a baby. You see what I'm saying? This is a baby.
Yo.
You gotta make sure it's extra warm, extra fed, extra filled, extra happy, and have extra attention. That's what WrestleMania is. Triple H.
I feel you. I feel you, but I think you're overstating it.
I'm not overstating. This is WrestleMania.
I feel you, but I think you're overstating.
This is WrestleMania.
So WrestleMania needs matches like Brock Lesnar.
WrestleMania, David. You're the first person I've ever heard say that.
WrestleMania needs matches like that.
No, they don't.
You need matches with that style.
No,
they do, bro.
No, they don't.
Let me ask you this: Did you like WrestleMania 2000?
I love WrestleMania 2000. I love
where it was the 4 corners of the McMahons. It was the main event was Mick versus Big Show versus Triple H versus The Rock.
I love WrestleMania 2000.
You recall that?
I love WrestleMania.
I think it's a really good WrestleMania. I was watching it the other day.
I love it.
And be honest, we gotta be. Yeah, no, I like that WrestleMania too. I was watching it the other day, and I gotta be honest. It seems like you hold this era to a different standard than you hold the past.
Nope.
That main event. Let me explain. That main event was great. Mick Foley versus The Rock versus Big Show versus Triple H, and Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho was a great mid-card match for the Intercontinental and European Championship. The rest of the card.
No, don't forget
the rest of the card.
Don't forget the tag team match.
Flat.
No, don't forget the tag team match.
I didn't forget that. I didn't forget that.
That first ever tables, ladders, and chairs thing that they did.
No, I didn't forget that. I was going to name that, but what I'm saying is there was a lot of me watching it back at being grown now and not being younger. Watching it back outside of that big three, everything was extremely weak, like below average.
Right.
So it kind of sinks the scale. It's like the top stuff were great, but the low points were too low.
Right.
And come on now, we hold this era to a standard of no seriousness. Al Snow was on WrestleMania dancing with a mascot dressed as cheese. People, Godfather, it was fighting Bull Buchanan and Boss Man. There was a lot of bum factor on the show, but it was still a great WrestleMania. All I'm saying is just because Omos is on the card doesn't mean it's going to be a bad WrestleMania.
Dave, this is what you're not understanding, Dave. They had
Omos versus Brock Lesnar will be better than Bull Buchanan and Boss Man versus Godfather and D-Lo. That's all I'm saying. It's the
same level of. It's the same level of production.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Dave.
It's not.
And this is the problem we have right now, Dave.
And we never critique the Attitude Era for putting on matches like that. Why?
But Dave.
Why? How come you don't tell the Attitude? How come you don't tell that era that they gotta treat it like a baby? They gotta take care of it. They gotta protect it. Why the fuck is Bill Buchanan at WrestleMania?
Because he deserves a middle of a card spot. That's what he deserves.
No, Bull Buchanan.
Yeah.
Bull Buchanan.
Bull Buchanan deserves a card spot, David. Dave,
Bull Buchanan.
Dave, this
Bull Buchanan is he's on like lower tier 24/7 championship status. Come on,
Dave. Let me ask you a question. Back in the day, would they ever put somebody like Bull Buchanan and Godfather in a match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? They would never do that. They would never do that. You know that, Dave. It was a flagrant. That's what Omos is in the spot at WrestleMania with one of the greatest guys on the roster. That's what they do. Back in the day, when they had their talent, and this is one thing you got to remember too. WrestleMania 2000 had a lot of injuries. Bro. Austin was
absolutely.
Undertaker was injured. Absolutely. There was somebody else that was injured that was crucial. One of the Radical members, I think Guerrero was injured. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So they had a lot of key injuries, bro. And they had to make a big three and then build everything around that big three. That's what they did. And they made all the top stars go against all the top stars. So now let's fast forward to this WrestleMania. Dave, we basically have two key matches that we can rely on that's actually WrestleMania worthy. Just two.
I don't feel that way. I honestly don't feel that.
And the Logan, that's a great WrestleMania matchup. It's unpredictable. We don't know what direction they're going in. And then Roman and Cody, the same thing. Great WrestleMania level.
I love the finale of Sami Zayn and KO versus the Usos. I think that's going to be very historic for the tag team division.
Man,
I love that story.
It's going to be a story?
Bro, that story, that's one of the hottest stories right now.
Oh, come on. Yeah, because look at the matchups, Dave.
That's going to be and I love Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. I honestly do. I love Charlotte Flair as the baby face that's getting her respect. Versus Rhea Ripley being hotter than ever. I love that.
It's okay. So
and I love John Cena versus Austin Theory. I truly do. That's where we disconnect. I respect those performers.
But you're naming subpar things that's on the grandest stage of them all. You know what I mean?
That's not subpar.
It's subpar.
That's better than a lot of those matches on WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah, but
outside of the big three,
Dave, you're naming a WrestleMania that was filled with injuries. These guys ain't filled with injuries.
No. Yeah, but we're filled with we actually are. Randy Orton, we're Riddle, AJ Styles. We kind of are.
Riddle was gonna be in the middle of the card.
Stone Cold was scared. Stone Cold scared and backs out after he wrestled Kevin Owens, and he Rock backed out because he was in shape.